Morning.
Good morning, recruiters. As you can probably see, Cripps and Clark are back. We've kept Alex in the cupboard. He actually quite likes it there, I think. He's turning into Harry Potter. And so it is a bit of deja vu. And you're right, it's the same dress, different colour.
Is that the same as yesterday?
Yeah, but yesterday's was pink. I might wear black the next time. Come on, women out there. If you find a dress you really like, you end up buying 2 of the different colours, or in this case, 3. So, Adam, what are we speaking about today?
Well, obviously, I'm going to be talking about Georgia Asda, ironed especially for today. Really, it was just following up. Morning, everybody. Just following on from yesterday, we were talking about positive brain food and not just accepting the headlines and the sensationalistic headlines, but sort of get below the surface, fully understand what the headlines are saying so you can make informed decisions. And we sort of link that into Stevie's and Angela's dogs. We link that into Angela's dogs.
I forgot to put the dog away. Let me just mute myself.
We link that into candidate CVs, surface level information, and we talked about job specs, surface level information. So I really just wanted to carry on the theme of positivity and negativity and how food and exercise really impact on that. Because, oh, here we go, we've got another guest. That isn't Alex in disguise, by the way.
Good morning, everyone. This is Moog. If you're on my webinars, sometimes you hear him. He's usually put away, and I forgot. So he's joining in this morning. Positive energy. That's my dogs. They give me positive energy. Go ahead.
I'm a great believer in, healthy body, healthy mind, and there's so much written about, positive foods. And I don't want to step on Claire's toes here because she's our resident well-being expert, but people will talk about eating nuts and pulses and grains and lean meats and oily fish and fresh fruit and veg because, it gives us the energy. It makes us feel good about ourselves. We'll then go out and exercise. And when we exercise, we get those wonderful free drugs of endorphins, and we do feel good about ourselves. And, you feel as if you've achieved something in the day. But then when you take the opposite of that and you start, for example, drinking too many sugary drinks, you eat too many fatty foods, too many processed foods, too many takeaways, you then feel sluggish and you don't really want to go out and do the exercise. Therefore, you're not getting the free endorphins. So, and what happens is your mood changes. And when your mood changes, you feel sluggish. So what do? You comfort eat. And then it's just like a perpetual cycle of events. And look, I'm no saint, okay? I love chocolate. I love cakes, and peanuts are my downfall. Peanuts by the handful most nights, usually an hour after dinner. It's like, let's just check the cupboards. Okay, not the one with Alex in, because the peanut cupboard. So for me, it's all about balance, whether that's a balanced diet, whether that's a balanced exercise regime. And Angela can probably talk to you for hours about a balanced business scorecard. And I think life is about balance, getting the right balance. I talk to a lot of 360 recruiters and say to them when they say, it's going to be a candidate day today. And I said, well, don't forget about the clients. Every single day, it's about talking to clients, talking to candidates. And sometimes, maybe exercising your right to go and talk to a candidate that hasn't been spoken to for 6 months. Exercise your right to go and, push yourself and talk to a client that was lapsed a little while ago. Have a look at how you're going to balance your business in terms of your contract, temp and perm split, your split between retainer and contingency, your split between key accounts and spot business, and even breaking up your geographies and your specializations. I think if you want to be business fit, you need to strike the right balance in so many different areas. Your physical well-being. I'll give you a little tip here. My son, many years ago, bought me a chin-up bar for my garage. And this is before my garage was converted into a gym. And I looked at him and I thought, what am I going to do with that thing? So anyway, I fitted it onto the rafters and I thought, right, here we go. And I hung there for about 30 seconds thinking, what the hell, how do I get this 96 kilos up there, with bent arms? So I really struggled initially, but then when I achieved one, I thought, hey, I've achieved one, I've landed. So I got comfortable with one, but then I pushed myself a little bit more, mini goals, mini victories, those little senses of achievement. Then I got up to 2, then up to 3. I'm not going to tell you how many I am right now. It's a little bit more than 3.
Well, that I mean, well done, because I know they're really hard. Moog, when you leant forward, Moog was like, yes. What's he going to tell me? What's he going to say? He was really interested. But that reminds me of you saying sort of just push yourself that little bit more, that little bit more. If anyone's seen Bruce Jenner, and it was Bruce Jenner at that time, not Caitlyn, he has a video, a documentary based on him that was called 10 for Gold. So this is about the year lead up to the Olympic Games, the 1976 Olympic Games, where he was got gold in the decathlon. So he was considered the top athlete in the world, because obviously you've got 10 different exercises, athletic things that I have to do. But what was most important was he knew he wasn't the best. So the year before, actually 4 years before, when he lost in the 72, they then started making a plan. But for the year before, they actually monitored every single little thing that he did. And he worked out, let me just get the stats here for you. So that they actually, every day, 6 hours a day, monitoring the times, the lengths, and everything that he actually, so what he threw, what he ran, for 6 hours a day, every day, for those 4 years leading up. And come the last year, all he wanted to do was get 0.1 of a second more, 1 centimetre more. And he just kept focusing on one more. So in other words, KPIs, you knew they had to come in there. From there. So he was monitoring how good he was. And it was the fact that, he knew he wasn't necessarily the best on all of them, but combine them, put it together, all 10, and he got the gold medal, and that's how he did it. So I think that focus and just doing one thing each day that's going to make you better, that makes it a good day, is something moving forwards. And that's what these stand-ups are about. It's like, pick one thing, what you're going to do today, what's going to move you forward. So yesterday was your questioning. So it'd be interesting to get some feedback on people, whether they actually really deep dived into that questioning.
Do you know, when you just said that, what have you done today? I really thought you were going to break into your head.
What have you done today to make you feel proud?
There you go. Boom. It's like Heather's in the room.
Can't help it, can you? Whenever you hear that, you just want to sing it. And actually, it's worse, it's Miranda, because she does it all the time. I know you don't like Miranda. There you go.
So I think just on that, if I can just rip off a bit of Heather Small, rather than saying what have you done today to make you feel proud, actually let's make today what some people term as the hump day, which I can't stand, because that's just straight away just forcing you into a negative mindset. I want you to just say these lyrics to yourself. What am I going to do today to make me feel proud? And sometimes it is just about the 1%ers. It is just about, sports being a game of inches. Why did Caitlyn Jenner or Bruce at the time just focus on 0.01 of a second or 1 millimeter? Why? Because that's the difference between a gold, a silver, and a bronze. Yeah. And I've said to a lot of recruiters that I've trained, there's but I'm on the BD calls and this is happening, and I'm doing candidate calls and this is happening. I said, okay, look, I want you to just ask one more question, but ask one more question on every single call. And sometimes when you put the phone down at the end of your power hour, actually, do you know what? Just do one more call, because you never quite know. That could be the call that lands an absolute superstar of a candidate or an absolute superstar of a client. So sometimes it's not about setting massive goals. It's about improving in one area. I'm going to ask one more question today. I'm going to make sure that I ask more open questions than closed questions. I'm going to call, go on, Angela.
As I say, if it's going to be one more question, I remember an interview with the owner of Grafton Recruitment, and when they asked him how he'd grown his business so well, he said one question. Yep. All I did was get the consultants to ask one more question, and that question was, what else?
Yeah.
So whether it's What else do you think I need to know before we move forward? I love that with candidates, just in case they've been holding something back. But again, when you're taking a job spec, what else do I need to know? So what else can I help you with today while I've got you on the phone? What else would you like to talk about? And it just opens it up totally. And that's how he built his business. I think that's really key.
I mean, let's face it, look, businesses, individuals, we need to have a balanced life, but the balanced business scorecard, businesses need to be, we've often heard this phrase about lean and mean. There has to be some sort of balance there. And of course, what they need is to exercise what they're good at. And I think businesses need to be fit. I mean, I've heard this so many times. You must have heard it as well, Angela, fit for purpose. Some individuals aren't fit for purpose. Some businesses aren't fit for purpose. Why do you think businesses have been pivoting left, right, and center so that they can become fit in something else? So is there any way that we can introduce into our client and candidate conversations about, what is your business doing to maintain, a good level of balance or fitness? Because, in a competitive environment, we're in a competitive environment right now. What we need to do is look at, well, what are those little victories? What are those little things that we can improve upon? And one of the things that we need to improve upon is communication.
And putting the dogs out. Who put the dogs out? Not Angela.
Don't go into that song. We've already done Heather Small. So it's almost, I think today, set yourself maybe a mini personal physical project. And I must admit, I went to see a doctor many, many years ago. It sounds like the start of a Tommy Cooper joke, doesn't it? I went to see a doctor and she said to me, how much do you walk a day? And I said, well, I commute to London. So from my house to the station, it's about a mile. And she said, well, look, see if you can get out to 1.5 miles. And I said, well, that's no good. I'll go past my station. And she didn't get it, right? I just had visions of me walking completely past, Sidcup station and missing my train. So set yourself a mini project, because I found a quote, and I do like the odd sort of physical quote. And I found this quote, and I don't know if you can read this on camera.
The best project you will ever work on is you.
The best project you will ever work on is you. How about that for a visual, eh? We could have done something good like slide sharing or screen sharing. No. No.
Well, actually, the first activity that they can get out of the way and do and make themselves feel good is answer our poll. I can see loads of people have done it already, but there is a poll at the bottom there, guys. If you're on your laptop, or if you're on the app, Crowdcast has an app. Alex didn't know this yesterday, so do use the app, because it means you can interact and ask questions along the way. But if you could answer the poll, guys, and we're asking, what do you want to hear about on these morning motivationals? We're planning the next couple of months and how it's all going to pan out, with more of us in the gym, more coaches, more people to support. So what is it that you want? Move snoring, he's not bothered.
Yeah, if you want a Mr. Motivator session, or what was her name, the Green Goddess or something?
Green Goddess, yes.
You can get your leotard out. I'll get my spandex out. We can do something in the gym. But
yes, because you literally do have a gym, don't you?
Yeah, that's social distance on that one. But yeah,
fantastic. Look, let's sum it up then. What's the key thing today?
Think about being physical. Now, whether that's doing something that is pushing you slightly outside of your physical comfort zone, but do something that's actually going to make you feel good. Now, whether that's, do you know what? I'm not going to eat that bar of dairy milk that is stuck in my drawer down here. I'm not going to have 6 biscuits when I have my cup of tea. And by the way, I'm a bit weird like that. I can't eat odd numbers. If I have 1 biscuit, I have to have 2. And if I fancy another one, it'll be 3. And I thought, well, I can't finish on 3. It's going to have to be
so
4.
bad. I grew up, we were only ever allowed 2 biscuits. So I still stick with that. I always just take 2 biscuits out and leave the rest. It's weird, isn't it? How those things from your childhood stick with you. But I thought, well, that's a good one, so I'm going to keep that. But there are some ones that aren't so good. You can let go of those. So feel free to do that.
So what are you going to do today to make you feel proud? A small achievement. Now, whether that's a physical achievement, whether that's doing 1 more call, whether that's asking 1 more silver bullet question, make that your tasks for today, which isn't hump day. It's the middle of the week, the balance part. You see, we need a Wednesday.
Yes,
Balance it
all
all
about
out.
balance. Okay, thanks ever so much, everyone. Thanks, Alan. Thanks, Moog.
Yeah, cheers, Moog.
I don't think he'll be joining in another time, will you, mister?
Have a great day.
Okay, have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
See you again tomorrow, and we look forward to hearing about your successes as well. Do share those with us, and in the gym, it's great motivation for everyone else. All right, see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.